I don't do intros. How you guys doing today? I'm doing alright today. Today I'm showing you guys my Ghostflame build. This is the same build that I'm using in the Taunter's Tongue challenge run. You guys may recognize it. Just decided to do some invasions with it finally. It's at rune level 200 currently. This is Gutterbones, that's his name. I'll tell you a story of Gutterbones in this video. But real quick guys, if you guys wouldn't mind liking and subscribing the video, we're trying to get to 1,000 before the end of the year, 1,000 subs. I think we can do it. We're pretty close to 500 as is. And yeah, if you guys want to see the weapons, stats, spells, and fashion of this character, all of that will be at the end of the video. And without further ado, let's get into this build. So the idea of this build really is that I wanted to use everything that was associated with Ghostflame because I thought it was really cool. And it's basically Elden Ring's version of necromancy, which is strange, but it is what it is. I wish you could do like something that was actually like a necromancer would do, like summon skeletons, something like that. I know that you can do it with tibia summons. Everyone knows that tibia summons is trash though, so no one uses it. I do use the Rose's Axe on this build, and I actually did get a kill with the Rose's Axe, and you will see in this video. The Death Poker is a very fun weapon. We're using Prince of Death Staff to boost the damage of Ancient Death Rancor Explosive Ghostflame. You might notice that I have some faith spells equipped as well. That's because of this character's lore reasoning as to why he would use the Crucible faith spells, as well as Golden Barrier and Golden Vow. Golden Barrier and Golden Vow is just like a little choice I put on there. I don't know why this guy didn't get knocked off, by the way. He got knocked behind me for some reason. I put on Golden Vow and Golden Barrier because it's just those are just like really good little buffs that you can do for your character. I mostly really use them for defense. I don't really need damage from the Golden Vow, but it's nice that it does boost your damage. As you can see, this build does a ton of damage, and it's mostly a strength build. Don't get it confused. This is actually mostly a strength build. I'm getting the stat requirements just to use Explosive Ghostflame, and then I'm dumping the rest of the points in strength. That's why this build works so well at level 200. I probably couldn't do this build at like any other level, because all the stats are very spread thin. For Ghostflame builds. I don't know why they do this, man. They make really cool Ghostflame swords and spears and shit like that, and then they give them like 3 different stat requirements to be able to use them. Like the Death Poker is mostly a dex weapon, by the way. This is the Death Ritual Spear that you guys see me use right here. It got buffed in this patch. Actually got buffed in the last 2 patches, I think, and now it's just... We're probably going to be seeing a lot of this weapon. I kind of just threw it on the build to try it out, and now it's become like a range option for me, which is nice. Usually I go with like a jar cannon or something like that, and this build has 70 strength, so it definitely does have enough strength to use a jar cannon. But why would I need a jar cannon when I have the Death Ritual Spear, right? Yeah, the Death Poker is a really cool weapon. It's a dex based weapon though, so you know, I believe like the sword itself is a dex-based weapon, and then the weapon arts, the Ashes of War on it are intelligence-based, I think. And then Hellfed Steeple is pretty much a quality weapon disguised as a fucking faith intelligence weapon or something like that. I don't remember if it has a state requirement or a faith requirement on it, but yeah, it's just... The stats are very spread thin for all these weapons, and it's a little unfortunate, but you can get this build to work at level 200, and level 200 is a very good invasion matchmaking place to be at, and that's where I prefer to invade. That's where most of my main characters are. So yeah. Anyway, let's talk about this character, because in the last couple of videos I kind of forgot to talk about the character's lore. I do appreciate you guys buying into the brand of I don't really use meta stuff. I like to create characters more than I like to create meta stuff. So let's talk about the character, man. This character was inspired by a lot of other characters I've made in a lot of different games. So I first saw the name Gutterbones on a Magic the Gathering card. I think it's a black card. I think it's just a skeleton bro just hanging it out in a fucking sewer. I think that's all Gutterbones is. I ended up playing a little game called Elder Scrolls online, and I made an Argonian character, but I made his skin very like pale white, kind of like a skeleton, because he was meant to be a necromancer, death knight kind of character. And I named him Gutterbones. So I kind of went with the idea of this guy is a necromancer, but he's mostly a knight, a death knight, a tanky boy, right? Like a tanky little melee fighter more than he is a spellcaster. But he still can cast spells and summon things and stuff like that. So that's how Gutterbones was kind of created on Elder Scrolls Online. Fast forward to Skyrim Anniversary Edition getting released not that long ago, a couple years ago by this point, I think, maybe like 2 years ago. I created Gutterbones again, an Argonian. If you guys don't know what an Argonian is, it's a lizard man from the Elder Scrolls series. I think they were in every game. I don't know. I've never played Morrowind before, but I did play Oblivion, and they were in Oblivion. So the Argonians, like little lizard folk people, just kind of what they are. So that character on Skyrim was a necromancer because they added a lot of necromancy stuff in the Skyrim Anniversary Edition, which was cool of them to do, I suppose. So I got to make my Death Knight character on there, like a sword and board summoner guy. That's kind of what he was, dark magic and whatnot. So fast forward to Elden Ring, and they have their version of necromancy be Ghostflame. You got your ancient Death Red Core, you got your Tibia summons. It's basically necromancy, right? It's from Software Miyazaki going, this is how we do necromancy, and I like making necromancy characters, man. Necromancy is a really cool form of magic. I wish you could like outright revive dead bodies or explode dead bodies or something like that. Ghostflame is basically necromancy and dark magic in this game at the same time, like how Dark Souls 2 did hexes and stuff like that. Kind of. I don't know. It doesn't do dark damage. It does Ghostflame damage or magic damage. I don't know. So I tried to make my character resemble like a lizard Death Knight man. So I put the imp head wolf on him. It's kind of reptile-like in a way. I mean, you could obviously it's meant to be a wolf, right? But it's stone. It's made of stone. It's kind of mossy. Has a little bit of green on it. It looks more like a crocodile than it does like a wolf, right? So that's the idea behind the fashion. Then I had the mausoleum armor, obviously. I just like the mausoleum armor, to be honest. And this is like one of my only builds where I strive to get as much poise as I can because I wanted to be able to cast explosive Ghostflame without getting interrupted. So I went for like 71 poise on the build, which is not what I normally do for my characters. I mostly go for a lot of fashion. But this has good fashion and it also has a good amount of poise mechanically because normally if you're swinging a great sword and you're trying to cast a spell that takes a long time, you probably want a good amount of poise. So I did. And I think in this video I have on Millicent's prosthesis as one of my talismans or whatever. I think the next time you guys see this character, it'll probably be replaced with Bull Goats. Because I do believe that Bull Goat's talisman will push me up like to like 90 something poise. And I think you need like 85 or 87 to tank through a heavy thrusting sword like this fucking bum right here has. So that pretty much lets you tank through everything in the game except for a colossal weapon. So we're probably gonna go with that a little bit later on. But yeah. So this guy is Lizard Man Necromancer, and that's his lore. I can't believe this guy survived on a sliver of HP, by the way. Look at him. He's just rolling away. How did none of those do damage to him, man? This is fucking bullshit. This clip was honestly very boring to record. It's just Lizard Man spam spell at you until something funny happens. Which something funny did happen. He got absolutely Goomba stomped by a troll. You're gonna see it right here in a little bit. Yeah, guys. I love this build, man. It's a fun build. I'm doing the Taunter's Tongue run with it with Hell Guy. We're having fun. Actually, Peeve invaded us on this build using his Madness build, and it was pretty fucking sick. And I had to fight Peeve on it. Absolutely Goomba stomped by the troll, by the way. That's what you get for spamming spells. And not actually playing the game, man. Using one button. Just using one button to PvP with. What's wrong with you, man? Some more heavy thrusting swords. This is why I needed 80 something poise to be able to just not get staggered by this and trade with this guy with the Rose's Axe. By the way, the Rose's Axe actually does like a decent amount of damage, man. Like people kind of underestimate it because of the weapon art on it, but the weapon art on it is a lot better than the Tibia summons, and it has like a good amount of hyper armor on it. I don't know about the damage versus Tibia summons. We'll have to check. I believe Tibia summons got buffed not too long ago. The Rose's Axe, I think, just does more damage, though. Pretty sad I didn't hit that guy with the weapon art there, but, you know. America's Hammer came in flying. This is just a cool little 2v2 here. I get both of the kills by running in and one-tapping them. So, you know. Anyway, guys, I do believe that is the video for today. If you guys like this kind of content, this kind of build making content, this kind of character building content, using not meta shit, using all the fun stuff, just making really thematic builds, be sure to like and subscribe, man. We're almost to 500 subs. We're trying to get it to 1,000 before the end of the year. And yeah, guys, that being said, fare thee well, peace out, and all that fun stuff. I'll see you guys later, man.